All right, you guys, so let me go ahead and show you exactly what's going on, especially the students who are in my class tonight, my futures trading class. Literally look exactly at what you're looking at right now as we speak. And I told you guys I was taking these trades and I was going to hit them heavy. So this one just paid out like $700 and something. This one did about 300 right here. Literally, I told you this was going to happen. So let me go through all of the trades I called out tonight. Let's see, 6S did hit target. Now I'm going to go over these step by step. Pay attention because I'm telling you, you're not going to learn this from anybody else, okay? You're just not, because a lot of traders around the planet, they don't even know about what I'm about to teach you guys. So I'm going to give you some real secret sauce, okay? And these are called the slant patterns. Those who've been following me on my YouTube channel or in my simplicity class for a very, very long time, I have been teaching you about slant patterns and all that kind of stuff. Let me show you this in the futures market, okay? Number one, the first thing you want to do to help yourself out, you want to add the 55 moving average on your charts. Okay, I do have this 3 or 4 leg moving averages, but to be honest with you, the main one you want to pay attention to and a trending market is going to be that 55 moving average. Okay, the 55 moving average is going to be the key for you. Okay, all right, so watch this. When price action is below the 55 moving average in a trending market, and let me see if I can do it like this for you guys. All right. And you'll see it better from a higher time frame. Let's see. All right. Here we go. All right. So a couple of examples. Now I'm just yanking some off the dome, off the chromie dome. Here goes another one. And that was a huge one. Ooh. Oh, that was beautiful. Look at that drop. I'll come back to this one. I'm looking for specific examples. Let's see. That one has small ones. I'm looking for some that have big ones on a downward move. Let's check 6B. Okay, I see one here. 6J, 6S. All right, 6S has some right here. This is what I'm looking for. Perfect. So this will give you some examples of what happens. Okay, so you guys know in an uptrend, what's going to happen is, and I'll go to an uptrend later. In a downtrend, what the key is that the markets are going to fake in the opposite direction. And once you catch on to where the 55 moving average or whatever your favorite moving average is, okay, on a higher time frame, just follow that and know where it's going. So if you look right here, what direction is the 55 going? Is it going up or down? And clearly you can see that it's heading down. So what happens is the market makers will fake to the opposite direction. They will fake to the upside first, okay? And they call them flag patterns or whatever, all these fancy names. I'll just call them slant patterns. Why? Because they slant it to the top and start fooling around near the 55. Now, you don't want to try to trade off of the 55 when it does this because you don't know whether it's going to push higher or just a little bit, but there you go. So in the downtrend, they're going to fake it to the upside and then drop the bottom out. Now, watch how many times I marked this one right here, just glancing. See that? There it goes again. Slant, going down, fake to the upside, drop the bottom out. What they do again, rinse and repeat the same thing. Fake to the upside, and then they drop the bottom out, okay? Here we go again, over and over and over again. And I'm going to show you why this was so important, okay? And then they drop the bottom, okay? Now, interesting enough, when it's time for them to start going to the upside, and notice, look at these, I'm leaving them on here, okay? Because you remember on the higher time frame, all of these were heading in the downtrend, so they faked up and dropped. And you can see this one here, 55, the white line was heading down. They fake to the upside, drop the bottom out, fake to the upside. Here's another one. Fake to the upside, drop the bottom out. Now, when all the candles have crossed above, notice where the candles were. They were all below that white line, okay? When all the candles move above the white line, that 55 moving average, now they're going to do the same thing, but in the opposite direction. So what they're going to do, watch this, and I'll mark it. They're going to slant down. And it doesn't always have to touch the white line. It's the same pattern though. Slant down, and then you get your pop up. Okay, watch this. They slant it down, and then you got popped up right here a little. Slant it down again. And what happened next? You got your pop up. Slant it down again, and you got your pop up. Here's what we saw. Okay, now what happened was while we were trading, we got stopped out on this exact trade. Okay. And I told him I'm going to hop right on back in this thing. I said, no, I ain't worried about it. But the first thing I did, I went through all the pairs and all of them had pulled back at the exact same time. Not just the currency pairs, not 6A. 6A is the Australian dollar. 6N is the New Zealand dollar. 6B is your British pound. 6J is your Japanese yen. And 6S is your Swiss franc. Not only did all the currency pairs, but GC, MGC, which is gold, YM, which is the US 30, ES, which is the S&P 500, and NQ or MNQ is your NASDAQ. Every single one of these all pulled back at the same time. So basically what that meant was that something happened globally and it shook the markets up temporarily. And so there you go. But what I told them, I said, when it's in the downtrend, look for the slant. Okay. Look for the slant. Look for the slant. Okay. Look for the slant. Okay. But when an uptrend, look for the slant in the opposite direction. So the first thing, I'm going to take this one trend line that I had, and we'll come back to why I put it right here. I said, guys, look at here. I said, watch this. And the key is you just draw one trend line. And when you get a candle that closes, which we had right here, when you get a candle that closes above that slant pattern, which way is the 55 going? Which way? Up. Where did they pull the market? Down. That's when they're faking you out. So once they do this slant pattern and you get a candle close, I said, that's your key to enter right there. And look what happened. That thing hit target one, just like I said. Now, in addition to that, I said, guys, I already know it's probably going to come right to this point. So now I'm going to take the same exact trend line and I'm going to slant it back the other way. And watch what happens. Where is it touching? Literally while I'm recording this. Look at what happened. Okay. And you can see the timer right here is still ticking. So that means this is still an active market. So that's that one. 6J, I told them, hey, we have a gigantic W pattern. Boom, boom, or a double bottom. Price action has closed. But even on these small ones, look at on the way down. Look at on the way down. Down, up first, drop. Down, up first, drop. Down, up first, drop. Down, up, drop. And then once price action and all the candles closed above that white line, look at what they did. And this one got hit right here. Up, pull back, bounced up. Up, pull back, bounced up. But I said, hey, let's not go for the okie doke. It's going to go up. And sure enough, what do you see? It's going up. And it still looked like it's still, what is this doing? Literally as I'm recording this in front of your face. What is it doing? The slant pattern. So if you get a candle close right here above this, that means it's going to be hit. And I can't even make this up. Literally right in front of your eyes, it's happening. In front of your eyes. So what happens is if I was to enter this trade, okay, and I have preset little stop losses and take profits already. But what I would do, I would enter the trade here. Watch, because since it's doing it, I'll just do it live right in front of you. Okay. Now, of course, I'm in drawdown because of the broker spread. I'm not worried about that. Where am I going to put my stop? Right below that swing. See that slant pattern right to that lower dip. Now we wait for this, and I was supposed to wait for a candle close because it's still got 2 minutes. But since I'm recording, I'm not going to wait that long. But if we had a candle that actually closed, okay, meaning the timer is timed out and the candle finished closing right there, then this is where I would actually have entered the trade, okay, and then ride it on up to the sunset. Does that make sense? Okay, let's keep going. But either way it goes, I was correct on this one, even knowing it did the pullback, which it did, and then it hit target, going up to 6B. 6B, I can't make what is it doing? Literally as we speak. And this is where we got stopped out on 6B. But I said, no, let's get on back in that thing. And we won that trade. See what happens? Slant pattern, because the entire market dipped at the same time. Nothing you can do about that if the market pulls back on you. If the global markets get impacted by news and you get stopped out, don't give up on your trade because you did nothing wrong. You just have to wait for them to finish their whatever knee-jerk reaction it was, and then you hop right back in, and there you go. And as we speak, this thing is still pushing just like I told them it was going to do. Why? Because on the overall theme, on the higher time frame, and if I remove this stuff and go to the higher time frame, look at what you see. I say, guys, this is going to go up, and it's probably going to push even higher during the London session. Why? Because on the higher time frame, it is a W pattern. On the lower time frame, what are they doing? Slanting that thing. See, price action, boop, slants. You can see these mini slants all the way, mini slants. Slant, pop up, slant, pop up. Here's a slant. What is it literally doing in front of your eyes as we speak? It's happening right now, literally in front of your eyes. Slant pattern, and you're getting your pop up. It's right there. On the uptrend, this is what it does. That's why I said you're not going to learn this from anybody else because they don't teach this stuff. Let's keep going. 6N. Now, this one was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful one. I said, now you guys can see it on the higher time frame. All right. So now I'm going to put my moving averages and stuff back on. Okay. And what direction was this going? Okay. Let's go to the higher time frame. 15-minute. What direction was this 55 moving average going? Which way was it going? Talking to this here. No, talking to this one. You can clearly see that 55 moving average was down. What did they do here? They gave a fake slant and a drop. And then I told them, I said, look at this one on the 3-minute. Okay. And I told them, I said, oh, this is a big, gigantic one. And that's why I left this marked up. I said, guys, look at this. So what did they do? They faked to the upside. But then afterwards, look at what they did. Go to this 15-minute. Now, can you see that fake slant pattern? And I told them, I said, man, this thing going to drop and it's probably going to retest this bottom. And literally in front of your eyes, where is it testing right now as we speak? Bing to the bing. Right there. This is why you have to come and go to class, man, so you can learn these things other than just break out, and you're getting faked out. Sometimes you're going to get faked out, but then you'll know when to get back in. All right, take a look at this one. Tell me you can't see this. 55. What did it do? Fake slant. Fake slant. Fake slant. Right there. Fake. They faked to the upside. Okay, go to the barbershop. They did a ball fade on this. They did a ball fade. See, they faded people out. Okay, they joked them. See, oh, it's going up, and then they dropped the bottom out. Okay, same thing. Okay, now on these were different, and you should already see this one right here. Where's this heading? Uptrend. What did they do? Pull back, pop up. Okay, same thing. Where's the 55? Don't worry about all this noise. Where's the 55? Right here. Okay, when it crossed, all the candles crossed. What did it do? Pull back. Bounced up, pull back, bounced up, pull back, bounced up, and there you go. Targets are hit. This is the only one I told them don't fool with tonight. And I clearly told them, I said, we're not even going to touch this one tonight. Why? Because it has no clear directional bias yet with the 55. It's not a trend. It's in the chop sideways market. So when it's in the chop sideways market, you do not apply. It has to be in a trending direction where you can understand where this thing is going from the 55. And then you can understand where these pullbacks pop up, pull back, pop up, pull back, pop up. Come on. Don't tell me you ain't learning nothing from Uncle Peasy, man. Come on, man. Please, please, please. Tell me anybody who you know is teaching this. Think of all the YouTubers that you follow. None of them teaching you this stuff, bro. That's why people come to my little class. They pay the little small cheap fee to be in my class or, in with Miss Jenny for the futures program so they can properly learn how to trade the futures market. Because this is what it takes. You have to learn how to trade the futures market properly and understand it's not just about slapping the indicator on and just getting, because guess what? Any pair you traded earlier, when that market did that dippity dip, it wouldn't have mattered. Every single one of the pairs did it at the same time. So you would have got stopped out thinking, oh, I did something wrong. No, you didn't do anything wrong. It was just hey, nobody explained to you about how the markets were tripping and because it was a global news event. See, look at this. See that little jerk right here? The entire market did it at the same time, but that means, okay, we got stopped out right here. But look what happened. And oh my God. As we speak, look at this thing busting up to the upside. As we speak. Look at 6J. Crossing that line, what do you see? Active candle, looking like it's finna pop to the upside. Where's my stop? Right below the last dip. Look at this last dip right here. So if you would have entered right here, and this was your stop loss, look at how much profit you would have made on this one. So it's the same thing. It's a rinse and repeat pattern. So look at what happened on this one. Dip, huge pop. I can't make this stuff up. It's right here. What was the overall? W bottom. What I tell you going to do? Pop up. What that gonna do? Now look, see, I was in drawdown. Now I'm not. What's the next step? Pop, 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 pop. This is why people are making profits in my group. Can you see it now? Double bottom, uptrend, slant pattern, popped up. Slant pattern, popped up. Slant pattern. What am I waiting for? The pop. Where do you put your stop? Right below the last swing low. Stop right below the last swing low. Stop below the last swing low. Did it come back to it? Nope. Here's the next one. Did it come back to it? Nope. Here we go. So that's why I got my stop right up underneath there. So once it pops up, even if it pulls back, that's how you get your uptrends and downtrends. That's how you get your higher highs and higher lows. That's what it's all about. That's how it's created. I know nobody explained it to you like that, but that's what creates the higher highs and higher lows. So people was, when I was coming up the ranks, when people kept talking about, look for the higher highs and higher lows. What are you talking about, bro? Explain it to me. And they could never explain it to me in a reasonable way where I can understand it. So I had to come up with my own. That's why I call them slant patterns, because they are the most consistent thing in the market. In the uptrend, they're going to slant it in the opposite direction. In the downtrend, they're going to slant it to the upside. In the uptrend, they're going to slant it to the downside. Whatever direction the trend is, they're going to fake it to the opposite direction and then pop that thing up on you. That's what they do. Look at this one. Huge slant. And this thing not only hit the target, but now it's hitting towards target 2. And don't say that this is not a live video, because number one, when I recorded this, the price action was stuck here. Now you see it's climbing. So literally this is happening right in front of your eyes. Literally. Look at that. Look at that. Literally right in front of your eyes. Did I not mark this up before this popped? In front of your eyes. It is so consistent. All right, you guys. So if you want to be a part of our team, let me give you guys the website. Now I need to have this available for you guys, so you guys will know where to find things, because a lot of people contact us. Hey, Uncle P, I want to join this and that. I want to be part of the copycat service. Where do I go? Where do I go? Well, you can always go to our main website, superezforex.com. And if you want to be, if you want my trading systems, like the Simplicity system, which you'll see playing on the main video here shortly. If you want to get that Simplicity system with this one, with the buy arrows and stuff, then okay, you click right here. If you want the Ocean Wave, you go here. If you want the Simplicity scanner, where when these arrows come in, you don't have to sit around watching your charts. The scanner was in it. You get it here. Too Easy System, the Sexy Analyst, which I've told y'all many, many times about that thing, that's fully loaded with everything that you ever will need for a markup. And it's cheap, 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 cheap. If you want to be copied on our trades, hover here and then click on the yellow, and it'll take you to our copycat website. So in case you just say, hey, man, I just want to be copied on your trades, click on the join button. You see all the different a la carte or combo packages we have. And if you want to be in our live sessions, then click on that button and it'll take you to our futures website. And we have 2 different sessions. We have the Asian session, which I teach 3 nights a week, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You will be with me. If you want the New York session, then you'll be with Tuesdays and Thursdays, you will be with Miss Jenny. And on Wednesdays, you will be with me. Okay, so that's how you get everything. Everything is right on the main website. It just, just click on the button that you like. Okay, guys? All right, have a great weekend. Hopefully this video was very educational for you. Please leave a comment below to let me know if so.